Hello everybody, it's Silvershroom, and welcome to Pikmin 2. First recording in a while. Yeah, I'm doing the second game after the third game, long after the third game, so yeah, not gonna be much order or anything. As you can see among the Pikmin, there's a strange beetle-looking thing. Weird, I thought you could control it, I guess not. Oh, oh, what just happened? Oh, I waited too long and it started playing this trailer thing. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not sure what I'm waiting for. So, I just got this game. No, I didn't get it for Christmas. I ordered it online after Christmas because I'm greedy. And now I'm playing it. This is not blind. I've seen more Let's Plays of this game than I can count. And I have played some of it before. But I know how hard this game gets, so I don't know how good I'm gonna be at it. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. I can control this Bulborb now. And press Z to eat Pikmin. I gotta use the D-pad. So this is the Wii version of the game. This game originally came out on the GameCube, but they remade it for the Wii alongside the original. So now I can use the Wii controls that I got used to while playing Pikmin 3. Anyway, enough messing around with this Bulborb. Let's begin. Yes, create Pikmin 2 save data. Okay, let's go ahead. This first ship's log. Hocotate Freight is a long-haul, deep-space shipping company. One day, its only employee of any merit, Captain Olimar, crashed on an uncharted planet while on an interstellar vacation. There, it was aided by indigenous creatures which he called Pikmin. In the end, Captain Olimar escaped. But in Olimar's absence, his employer, Hocotate Freight, ran into financial difficulties. I don't want to talk too much during cutscenes in general, but here where it was just subtitles and no voice acting, I figured I'd read it. Anyway, here's Hocotate, Olimar's home planet. And that was just a recap of the events of the first game. Not sure if I'll ever get a chance to play that. Met a ravenous space bunny. So we've got the president of Hocotate Freight on the left, and on the right is new character Louie. I guess the president's a new character too. So Louie got his pick carrots eaten, and now they're in debt. And there goes the ship that Olimar worked so hard to repair in the first game. $10,100. That's a strange number to start with. It's an old bottle cap. Within a year's salary. Not sure how much Pokos are worth in comparison. Would be worth in comparison to our money, but guess it doesn't really matter. But now the debt is only 10,000, which is a much more appropriate number for a video game goal. So now we're headed back to the Pikmin's planet to get more. So here we are on the Valley of Repose. You may have noticed the asteroid they just dodged, implied to be the one from the first game. And there goes Louie. And here we are on the Pikmin's planet that doesn't really have an official name. I mean, Pikmin 3 they called PNF 404, and Smash Bros they called it Distant Planet, but eh. Burst, that was close. I've averted a crash landing, running diagnostics. Yes, the ship now has a personality in this game. I mean, well, this is a different ship, obviously, but they just call it the Hocotate ship. Alert, danger, Louie is missing. He must have somehow fallen out of his cockpit. He is not responding via his communicator. He is either flouting protocol or in danger. Olimar, you must find Louie before he freezes to death in the cold of this planet. Wait a moment, look. Could these be Pikmin? They look like they are about to be devoured as we speak. You must help them. Point at the screen and press B to call them with your whistle. You can also hold B to make the sound of your whistle carry further, remember. Don't worry, the game's not going to be a jerk to you. The Pikmin are incapable of losing this battle. And I only called 3 Pikmin. The Pikmin ran to your side. They seem to remember you, Captain Olimar. How fascinating. Give them instructions and do not delay. Hold A to grab Pikmin, then point at the screen and release to throw it. So as I probably discussed in Pikmin 3, the Wii Remote Nunchuck gives you quite a bit of range for throwing, as you can pretty much point anywhere on the screen. Of course, your throwing range is limited regardless. Why can't I? Okay, I'm not doing that great. If you land a Pikmin directly onto this dwarf Bulborb's back, it will die instantly. But if this weren't a tutorial, I probably would have lost a Pikmin there. Or I'd have just kept throwing until they overpowered them. Attention, Captain Olimar, I've just re-established my communications link with Louie. It is fortunate we have managed to confirm his safety. Press minus to communicate with him. I'm quite interested in the details of his condition. Barrow started the game, and I'm already missing the lock-on command from Pikmin 3. Anyway, as the ship said, press minus, and we're Louie. Louie, allow me to assess your condition as per our safety protocols. Are you at all injured? Is that so? Then my concerns are eased. Our communications link shows you are nearby. Can you make your way to our location and rejoin us? I will navigate for you. Press plus to contact me and obtain information about the terrain. So if you press plus to pause, it'll give you a map of the Valley of Repose, or whatever areas you're in. As you can see, it is pretty expansive, but obviously we're not going to be able to explore it all today. If you tap right on the D-pad, you can go to the menu. There's a continue and go to sunset option, but we can't go to sunset now. And items. Exploration kit, we'll get into that later. And so now we're Louie. If you press B, you can hear that his whistle sounds quite a bit different from Olimar's. And if we head over here, it's the red onion, looking completely different than it did in Pikmin 3. Well, I guess obviously Pikmin 3 came after, so this is how the onions originally looked, like in Pikmin 1. Louie, the odd object before you appears to be one of the onions mentioned in Olimar's report. The eyes. The seed the onion ejected just sprouted. According to Olimar's report, it can be plucked with A. Okay, so let's go ahead and pluck the Pikmin. Oh, look at him. He's so cute. Or it. I seriously doubt Pikmin have any semblance of gender, considering they reproduce through that onion. Louie, this must be one of the Pikmin creatures from Olimar's report. It is staring at you. You can press down on the D-pad to issue objectives to your Pikmin squad and direct their movement. You can disband your squad with C. Interesting. Olimar's description of the creatures resembling Pikmin carrots was strikingly accurate. Louie, my senses have detected drool in the corner of your mouth. Are you alright? Run, Louie, run. So, as the ship was mentioned, the ship mentioned quite a few differences between this and between this game and its successor, Pikmin 3. First of all, well, this of course is the same. Take pelts to the onion, and they pop out more Pikmin. If that pelt we brought were not red, it only would have given us one red Pikmin. The onion ejected more seeds. The pelt from that flower must hold nutrients that breed Pikmin. Yes, the Pikmin gather nutrients, haul them to the onion, and further propagate the species. The onion is a Pikmin mothership. Reviewing Olimar's report, it seems repeatedly tapping A lets one rapidly pluck Pikmin sprouts. And something they changed going over to Pikmin 3, because in that game you can just press A once and they'll just pluck all of them in the area. But if you maybe listen, the music in the Valley of Repose is actually quite a bit of it is carried over to the what's it called? The Frozen Tundra? It's just Frozen Tundra? Man, I don't quite remember. But yeah, so some of this area's music is in Pikmin 3. Also, instead of shaking the nunchuck to dismiss, you simply press C. And in Pikmin 3, C was how you select different types of Pikmin to throw. You can still do that, but it's a bit different. Let's grab the rest of these pellets. Wait, I only pressed A once. Wait. Oh, and yeah, like in Pikmin 3, you gotta wait for the Pikmin to sprout up before you can pluck them. But I just pressed A once before, and he plucked both of them. Or, what? And now he's not plucking them at all. Okay, now it's... I guess it only works if there's like 2. He's just already got the command for doing it. Whatever, so we've got a squad of 11, and... unlike in and the swarm mechanic in Pikmin 3 where you could lock on and charge your opponents, that was a new feature. The first 2 games instead had this. You can hold down on the D-pad and send your Pikmin in any direction, and they'll attack whatever's there. Or pick something up. On the GameCube version, you used the C stick for that, but obviously the Wii remote doesn't have a C stick. And check it out! This appears to be a Duracell battery. Perhaps this object is one of the treasures that we are searching for. And the treasures in this game have a ton of brand shoutouts. The only reason we found it here is because this is where you crash landed. How fortunate. I would like to appraise it, but you must regroup with Olimar first. Can you see him? Press Z to move the camera behind you. You can also press left or right on the D-pad to zoom up, and up on the D-pad to change angles. So yeah, you can mess with the camera a bit, and you can get a top-down view. Now, if you put your Pikmin onto this Duracell battery, they'll start digging it up. But you'll find that that we don't have enough to carry it. So anyway, if you head over to this paper bag, you can throw your Pikmin up to it, but it requires 15. So you can switch back over to Olimar, get these Pikmin, and crush the bag. I'm wondering if I should turn off my Wii Remote's volume. Captain Olimar, Louie, you are reunited at last. This has been a troublesome start to our trip. But now you must feel assured that your combined wits can get you through anything correct. From now on, use B to form a single group, C to take solo action, and minus to change leaders. So, just like in Pikmin 3, disbanding your Pikmin also leaves the leader behind, and you can call another leader into your squad. Unlike in Pikmin 3, you can still switch leaders while they're in your squad. You cannot throw other captains in this game, though. I'll just have some Pikmin lift that dwarf Bulborb. Just as before, enemy corpses will give you more Pikmin. And thank goodness for that, because, as you'll find out soon, this battery requires 20 Pikmin to carry. Oh yeah, the fractions are incorrect in both this game and the original Pikmin. What this is saying is that it's 10 out of the 20 Pikmin required, but it doesn't really make any sense because 10 should be at the with that logic 10 should be at the top and 20 should be at the bottom. They finally fixed that in Pikmin 3. And I suppose now is a good time to mention Olimar's name is derived from Mario. You can see it's a bit similar. In Japanese, Olimar is simply an anagram of Mario, since in Japanese the characters represent syllables. So actually, yeah, it's just Olimar's just Mario backwards. And fittingly, Louie's name is derived from Luigi. Which begs the question of why Louie's suit is blue. It would, considering his name etymology, it would make more sense to be green. Well, whatever. Now we just wait for the Pikmin to bring back this battery. This may take a while. Come on. Oh, and yeah, of course you can still punch as a leader. Come on. That's all the Pikmin I got. Just move it along. And as you can see, there appear to be 3 strange symbols on the ground around your ship. Whereas in Pikmin 3, there was only one. We'll see why eventually. And they're finally back. So the ship takes treasure. And it is worth 280 Pokos. And it gives it a name, the Courage Reactor. Our first day of exploration has yielded our first treasure. We will be done in record time. I took the liberty of naming it when I appraised it. The name reflects my current thinking. Leave it to me to think up catchy names for hit products. It is but one of my many talents. We shall end our first day here and report back to our president. His face will surely be joyous. Excuse me. However, to communicate with Hocotate, we must fly into low orbit above the planet. We will not return to the surface until morning, so as to avoid the indigenous nocturnal creatures. So, staple of the Pikmin series, gotta get off the surface when night falls. And the Pikmin may not show up here, but don't worry, they're safely back in their onion. And you can even see it at the back right. Just then. And Louie is clearly clipping through the glass on his cockpit. And leave a dwarf bulborb. Thought I took care of that thing. So, we get a report for the end of the day. First, it shows the treasures we've earned. And it also shows the change in Pikmin population, and if you press Z here, it'll show all your Pikmin deaths, and exactly what caused them. Obviously, you're not going to be losing any Pikmin on the first day, unless maybe you find a way to glitch it. So I'm not sure why they didn't do this in Pikmin 3. I mean, this was a big upgrade. This is a big info upgrade over Pikmin 1, but I guess they decided nobody really cares how the Pikmin died, but I still think this is pretty cool. And you can see all the hazards we'll be facing on this journey. And then we get some mail. You found your first bit of treasure. Fine work. Our future depends on your efforts, so check your treasure hoard regularly. I'll check in often. Keep up the pace. And that's from the president. So, I believe we'll go right into the next day after this, so next time on Pikmin 2, we're going to return to the surface and continue our exploration. See you then.